Can you tell me your name, role, and the name of your business, Dave?
I am David Hux with MyrtleBeachSC News. MyrtleBeachSC.com is a news site for 355,000 local residents in Horry County, South Carolina, and the Myrtle Beach, what's called the Myrtle Beach area.
Awesome. I didn't realize that you were a newspaper, actually. That's
Actually,
so cool.
we are. The newspaper industry is really radically changing.
Yeah.
People who live in rural areas like Gallivant's Ferry or Pawleys Island on the backside, they really don't care what's happening in North Myrtle Beach. And people who live in North Myrtle Beach really don't care what's happening in the rural areas. What Clicksend allows us to do, it allows us to target one particular area with a key piece of news that might be interested just for them. It might be written or interesting just for them. A fire in North Myrtle Beach may not matter in Ainer, South Carolina. And a drought in Ainer may not matter much to North Myrtle Beach. What Clicksend's doing for us is changing the way we deliver news. It's powerful and it's very, very useful.
I love that. So can you tell me a little bit more about the specific problem that you faced that drove you to seek us out?
Yeah, what we were finding was some articles that we would write had really great appeal, but we write a lot of articles every day. What we weren't getting was what we call targeted appeal. So we would write a lot of articles, and unfortunately, a lot of the audience would go, yeah, only a small percentage would be interested in that particular article. The reason we sought out Clicksend is because if there's a traffic issue on Highway 9 in North Myrtle Beach, people in traffic on Highway 9 in North Myrtle Beach or around that area want to know. People in Conway, South Carolina don't. They could care less. So what Clicksend does is it allows us to geo-target every single news item. It's gotten our overall engagement way up. And it's the future of news. It's the way we're going to distribute and make news stories work moving forward. It's going to happen with every news agency in America. It's a great tool. It does a great job. The function it serves is outstanding.
I love that. I love that so much. Thank you. You've answered so many questions in one. I guess I want to know next, like, what features do you find most valuable?
Well, the feature that we find extremely most valuable is either the SMS text or the MMS text. Obviously, if there's a issue that has to do with a fire, an MMS text will work much better than an SMS text. But another feature is, let's just say there's a local race in a particular city, and let's say that two candidates are squaring off and we want to get both point and counterpoint on each candidate. We can actually just send that message just to that little area, and nobody else in the county cares about that race. Only the little people in that little area care about that race, or an animal shelter being built in a particular area, or, the MMS text work really well. We've got an animal shelter opening right now in Horry County. Sending a picture of puppies or dogs or little kittens and saying this is coming your way, those kind of things get high engagement. And so what Clicksend does for us, it's an engagement tool. It allows us to increase our overall engagement in the community by geo-targeting certain areas.
Wow, that's amazing. So you must have quite segmented contact lists.
Well, Horry County is the fastest growing county in the nation. We're growing at 24% annually. You've probably heard of what's going on in New York and Pennsylvania. Everybody's leaving and moving south. So we're growing rapidly. So our audience, our town will have 500, 600,000 people in it in 3 to 5 years. And they don't know anything. They move here and they're trying to figure everything out. We help them navigate that through our news media. We help them navigate everything from weather to politics to beach events to concerts to, local news. Unfortunately, they don't all care about the same things, and most of them only care about what they care about. So trying to tell them a story about something they don't care about is a waste of my time and theirs. So our articles now are geo-targeted specifically to your interests. And you're going to see news doing this more and more and more and more. It's it's a way to deliver the news that's more impactful than the way we've historically done it. One global story for supposedly everybody. That doesn't work anymore. If you don't change with the times will leave you behind. So we're just changing with the market. That's what we're doing.
That's so true. It sounds like you offer a really valuable service and have a really beautiful community there that's really engaged. That's lovely.
Have you ever been to Myrtle Beach?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's a beach town, and it is really popular. It's mostly a domestic destination in the United States, but it's really popular. People living in like Charlotte are like, say, the Northeast from the Mississippi River over. And sometimes what we do with Clicksend is we will geo-target our messages directly to a Charlotte neighborhood or to a New York neighborhood, because they want to know what's happening on the 4th of July or the August Memorial Day. We can then target them and go, hey, here's what's going to be happening in our area that day. So they can plan a vacation, plan a trip, come down with their family. It's not just local. We've lost the word local in the new lexicon of all things America. So Clicksend allows us not just to geo-target within the county, but it allows us to geo-target within the nation and reach our demographic and tell them what they want to hear. It's been more helpful to us than any social media platform. And I can say that honestly. The social media is going to be competing with Clicksend, and it's going to have a hard time competing. We'll have a very challenging time because they're believing broadcasting. This is called narrowcasting. You're narrowcasting your message to a smaller targeted audience, and that matters. News agencies that don't do that aren't going to be around.
Yeah, I love it. I love the innovation. It's awesome what you guys are doing. I just want to know, can you share any specific results or outcomes you've achieved since using us?
Yes,
Clicksend?
I can. So we had the June primaries in South Carolina, which are elections. And typically during June primaries, I'll use the word nefarious. Nefarious political consultants like to text message out a lot of messaging, which is very upsetting to people on their cell phones. What we did was we cleared the clutter and we said, hey, here's candidate X, here's candidate Y, here's what they're for. And we gave them a fairly good report on what was actually going on. We got a tremendous response. We got a tremendous feedback. On the sad side, our local chamber president decided that she was going to begin importing aliens, illegal. She decided she was going to be importing cheap labor so that she could get cheap help for her industry. Unfortunately, it was causing a burden on the high schools, the elementary schools, and the tax base. We reported on that to the county. She stepped down within a short period. We're not opposed to immigration. We love immigration. We just don't believe that people should be exploited. And her plan was to exploit people for her industry, paying them nothing wages and passing the tax burden on to our local residents for schools and such. Now we now know that this is a very effective tool. It caused her to respond quickly. She realized she had made a major mistake. And that's important. In a democratic society, it's important to have a well-informed constituency. And we have our readers are very, very informed, and they knew exactly what happened. They mobilized. They made calls for her to step down, and she quit. And she was a very highly paid person, very high up the chain.
That's some amazing community engagement that you were able to get from a text messaging out some news. That's really incredible. Good work.
Yeah, it's grown our overall engagement in other ways too. People now come to our site because they got a text message from us 3 or 4 months ago, and now they're looking for us and they're going, okay, well, these guys tell us the truth. They sort through all the nonsense. Let's just go there. It's gotten our homepage more visitors. Our homepage engagement now is up right around 18% because since we started using Clicksend. Now, these are what I call repeat guests or repeat readers. They come and they go, hey, last time they told us, they shot straight with us. let's go back and see what's going on. When you've got a 24% growth rate in the market, it's important that you continually hit people again and again and again with your messaging, because they don't know about you. They haven't heard of you. They just moved here. They're trying to figure out what's what, who's who. And we're not legacy media. We're not big corporate media. We're a small community news organization. We service just our local constituents. And so they find us and they go, hey, here's the guys that know what's going on locally. And we do.
I love it. I love it. I want to work for your newspaper. It sounds great.
We'd love to hire you. We'd love to have you. You guys really are the best at what you do. And I'm not saying that to make you feel good. You're the best at this service. We looked at multiple services. You provide the best service for what you do.
Oh, thank you. I guess that leads on perfectly to my next question. Would you recommend Clicksend to others? And if so, why?
Yeah, we're gonna actually, what is being shown here today is actually going to go out to all of our readership, because there are other entities, and we don't, I don't mind competition. I don't mind. But if you're looking for a way to get your message to a targeted audience, Clicksend is your best option. I would tell anyone that. In fact, we're telling our readers that right now, of which we average about 12,000 readers per distribution, per article. So about 12,000 people are going to hear this and see this. And if any of you guys are business people or business owners and you want to target a message to a specific client list, this is as good as it gets. You just need a good, reliable list. This will work. If your list is your list and it's your client base and you have their text numbers or their cell phone numbers, this list will get you high retention. This list will get you your loyal clients, loyal customers, which is what we want. Growing is wonderful. Growing your business is wonderful, but loyal customers are the best customers because they tell other customers about you. So our database is very loyal. Our database knows who we are. We worked it and built it over a long period of time. Loyal customers are the best customers.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Was there anything else you wanted to add? Any final thoughts?
No, we find it interesting how my industry, there are huge news outlets that are dying. Legacy media is dying. There's spaces for things like X, which has become a new type of news site. And there's spaces for emergence. I'm an emergent, even though I've been around for 20 some years. We're an emergent news site because we believe that a lot of people haven't heard about us. However, if you do things above board and if you're honest in your reporting in our industry, which we have some issues in that in the United States, but if you're above board and you tell people the truth and you shoot straight, you want a product like this. You've got to have it, because ultimately you cut through all the what I call white noise or noise with a targeted message. There's a lot of noise out there. There's 50 billion channels. And on those 50 billion channels, there's very little information of value to most people. You allow us to provide information of value to a highly select customer base. That's what you do. And you're the best at it. And I can say that after working with you for some time now.
It has just been such a delight to talk to you. Thank you, David. They are really nice and kind words.
Well, thanks for letting me do this. You reached out to us. We were excited when you reached out to us, because I don't think you realize what a cutting edge product you are for what's coming. Maybe you do. Maybe you're more informed than I realize, but you're the cutting edge of what is coming to especially news.